So I am so excited about this week's episode. Again, this is another interview with my amazing, amazing friend and also someone that I look up to so much, Dr. Ina Nozek. And her husband, Glenn, have been in network marketing for about 15 years now and have had multiple seven-figure career earners. And you need to hear her story of how they truly build this business with passion and purpose and how you guys can do the same. So I hope you enjoy the episode. Welcome to the Network Marketing Made Simple podcast. I am your host, Scott Aaron, and each and every week I'm going to come to you with short, simple, and powerful tactics of how you can grow your network marketing business, brand, bank account, and impact on those around you. And just remember, network marketing is not easy, but it can be made easy with simple steps to create the success that you truly deserve. Welcome to episode 62 of the Network Marketing Made Simple podcast. And if you are a new listener, welcome. And if you are a returning listener, then welcome back. And as always, before we jump in, if you are a seasoned or new network marketer and you are traditionally building your business through the means of Facebook and Instagram, and you're a bit frustrated, you're not getting the reach out or the calls or the business growth that you would like to see, then head over to my website, www.scottaaron.net. Click on schedule a call with me, and let's set up a free 15-minute discovery call where I can learn more about you, your business, and how I can assist you by using LinkedIn to grow a brand new team and move your business forward. So with the theme of the last few weeks of my podcast, obviously I've been doing some interviews with top leaders, and I have another amazing guest with me today. She's a dear friend. We've known each other for years. And I always love to bring these types of people on that have been in the trenches from day one. And this person is not a stranger to being in the trenches. She and her husband have been active network marketers for over a decade now. And this is something that they eat, sleep, and breathe. And she does have a wellness background. But again, I always like the person telling their story, and I do the listening. So I would love to welcome Dr. Ina Nozek to the call today. Ina, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Scott. It's so great to be here. Thank you for inviting me to be your guest.
Absolutely. So again, let's, for the audience, the listeners that aren't familiar with who you are, tell everyone a little bit about your personal background and what led you to saying yes to network marketing.
Okay, so I am a retired chiropractor. I also have my master's degree in nutrition. So I practiced as a clinical nutritionist for many years. My husband and I owned a holistic health center. We've been health professionals for over 30 years. And in my clinical practice, I specialized in stubborn weight loss. I worked a lot with cleansing and detox and a lot of different other areas, but that became two of my specialty areas. And I was always searching for better ways to help my patients. And this particular company came along 15 years ago. Now, Glenn and I, my husband and I, had literally sworn off network marketing years prior. We had toyed with some other companies. And not that, we just felt like, okay, this is cool, but this isn't cool for us.
Yeah, no, it's the typical stigma that a lot of people think.
Absolutely. So, we were health professionals and we didn't want to, ruin our reputation. We didn't want to, it was uncomfortable. The bottom line, it was uncomfortable for us to be part of network marketing. Now, all of a sudden, again, 15 years ago, when I came across these products. Is it okay that I say the name of the company, Scott? Or
Go right ahead. Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Okay, yeah. So we found Isogenics, again, out of my search for always looking for better ways to help my patients. And, at first we were like, oh no, here we go again. But we were Well, of course, I'm a very skeptical person by nature when it comes to products. I am quite cynical, as most of us have become. There's so much garbage out there. There's so much deception. It's hard to know what products you can trust and feel comfortable and safe and all of that. So long story short, I did my due diligence. I felt comfortable knowing that I trusted some of the people who I knew were behind the scenes and who were using these products. But again, it was that network marketing thing. And it was like, oh my. But we decided to do our own clinical trial in our holistic health center. And it was such a game changer from the perspective of results and what we saw in our group of 12 people that were in this little trial and what we saw and felt in ourselves. Mm-hmm. And it didn't matter how it was distributed. We were just super psyched about the results. So we had to take a different look at the whole network marketing model, knowing that we want to be able to share these products with others, and we're just going to get cool with it. And so we did. So like I said, that was 15 years ago. And, for us, Scott, we were so excited to share these products with our patients and with our family and with our friends and, people that we truly loved and cared about, that we were ignorance on fire. And 9 months later, after we had earned a very significant income, we made a very scary decision. We actually sold the practice. So like I said, we had a holistic health center, and we sold the practice 9 months later. So to do this full time. So from, very skeptical perspectives with the industry, now on the other side, we feel so blessed and grateful that we actually made that decision.
Yeah, we talk about a lot can happen in a year's time. And I think you guys are a prime example of that, is that, you went from skeptic to believer because you experienced it. And that's the big thing that people need to understand, is that the natural thing for people to be is skeptical because you don't know about it. And that's why personal experience, personal recommendation is paramount when talking about an opportunity. And again, you and I have, and Glenn, we have very similar backgrounds. I was a health practitioner in sports nutrition and personal training for 22 years. And the fact of the matter is that I think sometimes we allow our egos to do the talking instead of listening to our hearts, because having an open mind, having an open heart to new opportunities can really change your life. And obviously you and Glenn found that. And, 15 years later, you guys are still growing your business. You have a thriving team, and you're living in free enterprise, which is, I always share with people that, earning income in network marketing is great because you can do more with your life. You can give back. But the time freedom that you get from having this residual income is just beyond powerful. When you start experiencing that, it really opens up this whole new door to living life a different way. So, thank you for your transparency and the story. It paints a really good picture for people. So in the 15 years, and it's a decade and a half now, how big of an organization have you and Glenn been able to build in that time period?
So the last I checked, I believe we're somewhere around 70,000 people on our team.
Wow.
Now, just to be completely honest, the large majority of those people are product users. They're not building a network marketing business. Some people will share a little bit with friends and family, but, most of those people are customers.
But not even that. By you guys saying yes, you have now impacted 70,000 people.
Yes. And that is the biggest blessing, Scott. My husband, Glenn, calls it's like having a global practice now, because, imagine, we went to school for so many years to become chiropractors, and then, to get my master's degree in nutrition, and to be, in private practice. And we built a reputation and a practice for so many years. Glenn was born and raised in the community that we had our business or practice. And then to do all that, and then to make that decision that we're we're not going to do that anymore. Now we're going to do network marketing. And like I said before, it was the best decision we made. But now being able to, again, have that global practice, we can impact so many more lives now than within the walls of our practice.
So powerful. And, I'm the same way, giving up the gym and moving on from that, you don't realize the life that exists outside of what you know until you actually step into that. And that's so important. And, this brings me to my next question, because, you guys have been in this industry, for 15 years, and you got involved in network marketing before Facebook, before social media really took off. So going back to when you guys first started, what were your and Glenn's biggest challenge when you did begin building your business?
Yeah. And it's so fun. I'm just, in my head laughing and smiling here as I sit, because we did not have social media. It did not exist. We hardly had the internet.
Yeah.
It was just so different technology. Everything was so different, even 15 years ago.
Right.
And so in the beginning, the first 9 months, we had our practice. We had patients that were coming in and, and they're coming in to get healthy, and they're coming in to lose weight, and they're coming in to improve their energy, or, so it was a perfect fit. It was a perfect conversation. But then when we sold the practice, we didn't have that audience. So we had to get really creative, and again, couldn't do it on through social media. So it was all belly to belly. We joined networking groups. We would just try to be out there as much as we possibly could. And, so the challenge then was, just, of course, being around enough people
right.
on a regular basis, and still balancing, being a mom. We had 3 small children, and, everything that all of us deal with on a regular basis.
Right. So 15 years later, people are probably listening to this. Oh, they have it so easy. When you do network marketing, you never stop doing network marketing. So what are the current, because you guys are still building a team, what are your current challenges now in the age of technology? Because, your kids are grown, you guys have that time freedom now, but now the internet, social media is the number one avenue that people are using to create these connections and create the relationships. So with the new way that people are building businesses, what are some of the new challenges that you guys are facing currently?
Well, I think everybody is so distracted. There's so much noise. And, between the different platforms, and then just the whole, addiction that many of us have to our smartphone. And now we're not just checking email like we used to. We're checking our texts. We're checking our Facebook messages, our LinkedIn messages, and, and who's got the latest and the greatest new thing that they're selling that is going to help you to get leads and funnels. And, I could go on and on and on
right.
and on. So, and I think it's really common now. We're all so distracted by so much of that noise. So for me, that's a challenge. It's not only a challenge for myself, but then it's also helping my team to focus on keeping the main thing, and not getting lost in the sauce, and always looking for the next greatest lead generating thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really a big challenge I think many of us are experiencing.
Yeah, we can easily get distracted by all the distractions, and it's one of those things is when you can focus on just a few things. Don't focus on the many. You focus on the few things that you can master. David Wood talks about all the time. Every master was once a disaster. So all of us started the same way, even though I started much later than you guys in 2013. Social media was still new to me in using it for a business building platform. And so everyone starts off in the same way, shape, or form as far as getting familiar and understanding. And like you said, it's not getting lost in the sauce and, blocking out the distractions and staying focused on what you're looking to achieve. So obviously, as your business and team has grown, obviously your systems have changed. If I was to enroll with you guys today, what is the typical onboarding process that you guys have for introducing someone to start building the business when they're ready?
So a lot of the people that say yes to building the business have had such an impact health-wise. They've transformed their body. They have more confidence. They feel healthier and stronger, and their well-being is, so much better. So they fall in love with what these products have done for them, and then they just can't help wanting to share with others. And initially it might be that, their friend, their cousin, their coworker is interested, and then they get a taste for, wow, what a generous compensation plan. And, I didn't know that I can actually, do this for a living. So there's conversations, of course, as people are going through the process. Even when they first get started, we always want to introduce them to the idea of at least get your products paid for. Not everyone is even open to a new business. And, people are so overwhelmed. The last thing they could even think with is, oh my God, a new business, but they may at least understand that if they share their results and talk to other people, they'll at least get their products paid for. How cool. So once, so when it's people that have a great product result and then they're going to now be open, then it's really a matter of, connecting them to the community, helping them to, really casting the vision for what's possible, helping them to make their list, and then just going about, okay, well, how are we going to connect with these people and share the products and or the opportunity, depending on what somebody's looking for.
Love that. And, simplicity is key. And it's as simple as, going over their goals. What do they want to achieve? Who do you know? It's those types of things where it starts that the churning inside of their head is that, I do know more people than I realize. And that's the key is that, I always talk about in past episodes, but even on social media in general, is that the people that speak to the most people are always going to come out on top, because the more people that you can share this opportunity and these products with, the greater of an opportunity you're going to have to build this business. Now, when someone's onboarded, they're in. How do you currently keep your team engaged with the business? So, everyone has different ways and methods of building their teams, keeping them engaged, and obviously, the entrepreneur roller coaster, there's ups and downs all along the way. Everyone thinks that network marketing is sunshine and rainbows and people fall from the sky, but it's a business. And if you treat it like one, it will pay you like one. But if you treat it like a hobby, it will also pay you like a hobby, which is nothing. So what have been the things that you and Glenn have done to keep your team engaged with continuing to move forward and not giving up on this?
Yeah. So I think that, and again, thank goodness for social media, because we do have our various Facebook groups, but one in particular that is for the business builders. It's more of a business group. So we do, we post in there, we share a lot in there in terms of, inspiration and different promotions and different things just to keep those interested engaged. We also do a weekly team call. So that because I really believe that community is so important, and we do it as a Zoom so we can see each other for those that can actually, get on the Zoom as opposed to calling in, which is also an option. But I think people are really yearning for, like belly to belly. And that's the closest thing, such a wonderful thing in technology, is being able to see people that aren't, in your living room. So that's been wonderful. And then really, as all network marketers really need to focus in on, is promoting events, getting your team to events, having those team dinners and those team meetings, and just, really connecting on a different level, breaking bread, so to speak, having a glass of wine with your team is so special.
There's a misconception that people think that network marketing is a cult, but it's more of a culture. And that's what every team is striving to do, is that you want to attract like-minded people to a community where they feel supported and loved and nurtured and cared for. As human beings, that's what we want to. We want to be a part of groups. It's why we end up with groups of friends, and we join sporting teams, and we join sororities and fraternities. It feels great to be a part of something in common, and keeping people engaged in those simple ways: team Zooms, team calls, a Facebook group. Getting to events and going there together, being away from all the noise of everyday life. It's really important to reinforce all that, and that's amazing. So what would you say is your number one tip? So there's that person that maybe doesn't have the support that they get from you and Glenn. They don't have an upline. There's no system in place. There's no team call. And there's this person that's sitting on an island by themselves, and they believe in the product, they believe in the company and the compensation plan, and they want to build this business. What would be your number one tip for them to start building their business if they're just starting out by themselves?
Well, I would probably say, first of all, find a mentor, find somebody that, even if, you have to pay some money. I'm a big fan of Eric Worre, GoPro, and even just getting his book and listening to his, watching his videos and just all of the information that he shares. I think you really could do fine. And just, again, following people that you resonate with, because I'm sure within all companies, I know within ours, you can resonate with certain people more so than others. You like their style, you like their vibe. And those are the people you want to follow. And if they're successful and they've been through it, then do what they're doing, learn from them. And now, again, with technology, with YouTube, and being able to watch and hear and learn from them, it's just a beautiful thing. So I don't think there's any excuse. If somebody wants it bad enough, it's really just a matter of finding some people to follow and learning and just throwing yourself into it.
Yeah, I always talk about phase one is just finding resources. And part of the reason why I wanted to create this podcast, Network Marketing Made Simple, is I wanted to be able to give free tips and free resources for people to get moved forward, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a YouTube video or a book. There are resources out there. If you just go to Google and you search for network marketing tips, you're going to find something. So you're never alone. Entrepreneurship can be a very lonely place, but it doesn't have to be like that forever. And if you just start taking those small steps forward, you will have success. So I think that's great advice for people to obviously begin their journey. Now, having a decade and a half career that you and Glenn have had in network marketing, obviously the answer to this might be different at different times, but throughout your career, what have you guys personally felt has been the best way to find new people interested in the network marketing business?
That's a great question, Scott. So I would say, and, we've learned so much from you, and you being such an expert in LinkedIn, that is probably the best platform for finding business builders. I do get a lot of interest on Facebook, but it's really more product related.
Right.
And LinkedIn is really a whole different energy and a whole different group of people and a different purpose that they have for being there. So I definitely think that's a good resource.
And I think you hit the nail right on the head. And this is not to shy away from the product users. We all have consumers, and that's wonderful. But it's okay to also have a pool of people that you're speaking to directly about the business, because there are business-minded people out there. There are people that have an entrepreneurial mindset like you and I that are looking for another stream of income, because, as you know, network marketing as a profession and as an industry has completely changed over the last 15 years. So this brings me to my final question. So because you've been in this profession for 15 years, going back to 2004, now we're in 2019, what have you and Glenn particularly noticed that's been the biggest change in the profession and the industry in those 15 years?
Wow. I think the biggest change is that the opinion of the industry, the respect for the industry has gone from, more back then, skepticism and negative and kind of like a nasty rap to a really well-respected, trusted industry when you get with the right company, when you're on the right team with the right people. That's what's shifted so much through these years.
Love that. And Ina, I just want to thank you for your transparency. And there are so many takeaways from this episode. I know people are going to go back and listen to this over and over again because, being a network marketing professional as you are, everyone thinks that it was different back in the day. It's the same as it is right now. It was just done a different way. There was no internet, but now that there is, everyone does belly to belly, like you said, a different way. And that could be in the form of a Zoom call or a phone call or a Skype or a WhatsApp conversation. It's just been reformed. So first and foremost, I just want to send just massive love and gratitude to you and Glenn. You guys have been such good friends of mine over the years, and I truly look up to you both as mentors and as inspirations, not only, as wellness professionals, but as friends and network marketing professionals. And I so appreciate you taking the time to be on the show today and for obviously just gracing everyone with your presence and your knowledge and how they can move their business forward.
Well, right back at you, my friend. And thank you again for the invitation. It was my pleasure.
Absolutely. So everyone, please share your takeaways, share this on social media. And again, remember, success and in network marketing can be made very, very simple. And as you heard from Dr. Ina, that you just have to make those small little incremental changes in your business every single day, and you can have that massive success that you're looking for in network marketing. So everyone, please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you again so much for checking out this week's episode. And if you can, head over to iTunes, search for Network Marketing Made Simple, leave me a 5-star rating, basic review. I would be grateful for all of the support you guys can give me. And again, if you'd be interested in learning more how to utilize LinkedIn to grow your business, your brand, and your bank account, head over to my website, www.scottaaron.net. Fill out the form for your free 15-minute discovery call so I can learn more about you, your business, and how we can work together. And again, thank you guys so much. Grateful for you all, and I'll see you next time.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.